Welcome, brave soul. I am the Forgotten Storyteller. Before we begin, tap that like button if you dare, and drop a comment below telling me where in the world you're listening from. And if you make it to the end of this video, I hope to see you in the next story. I hope you're ready, because I am. Let's begin. The world is hushed at this hour. Not asleep exactly, but dreaming. The air is thick with quiet. And in a forgotten pocket of a quiet Midwestern town, a public middle school sleeps under sodium lights, humming softly through the night. The building is old. Not ancient, not crumbling, but old enough to carry the scent of waxed linoleum, faint mildew, and pencil shavings baked into time. It has a heartbeat, the kind only those who linger after hours ever notice. And every night, without fail, the night custodian makes his rounds. The custodian's name was Gerald, but no one calls him that anymore. Most of the teachers have never seen him, and the students think of him more like a rumor than a man. He's quiet, methodical, moves like clockwork, soft rubber soles on polished floors, his mop gliding through hallways that echo only the past. Gerald's shift begins at 11 p.m., but his ritual begins at 3:33 a.m. The halls are long and pale and flickering. Not every light works the same way. Some buzz louder than others. Some blink like tired eyes. There's a wind that sighs through the vents, even when the HVAC system is off. It smells like paper and chalk dust, and sometimes like old rainwater trapped in forgotten places. There's a locked supply closet no one opens anymore. A music room with a piano that once played by itself, softly, during a parent-teacher meeting. But Gerald, he doesn't pay attention to stories. He has one rule. One rule that even he doesn't fully understand. Never look into room 12. Room 12 is near the east stairwell, where the windows always fog from the inside. It was sealed years ago. There's no lesson plan taped to the door, no welcome sign in faded Sharpie. Just a blank plaque. And a keyhole with no key. No one remembers who taught in room 12. The current principal, Miss Keller, has never been inside. The janitorial records listed as inactive. But the lights sometimes flicker on. And the intercom above Gerald's head crackles. It's always at 3:33 a.m. Never a minute before. Never a second late. Crackle. A soft buzz like static rubbing against silk. And then, to the flag of the United States of America, a child's voice, repeating the Pledge of Allegiance, but backwards, as if time had reversed itself. Not distorted, not spooky, just wrong and deliberate, like a memory playing in reverse. Gerald hears it every night. He pauses in front of room 12, mop still in hand, head tilted slightly toward the ceiling speaker. He never reacts, never records it, never tells anyone. He simply waits, and waits until the static fades, until the backwards pledge is complete, and then he moves on, like nothing ever happened. Sometimes, after the sound has faded, he notices something. On the chalkboard through the tiny window in the door, just barely visible through slats in the blinds, are handprints quite small, child-sized, perfectly clean. No dust, no smudges, just clear prints on a chalkboard that hasn't been touched in decades. Did you know? In some abandoned schools across the Midwest, ghost investigators have documented these handprints. They appear on blackboards inside locked rooms, clean and precise, as if something inside doesn't want to be forgotten. Outside, the night deepens. The wind brushes against the windows like long, invisible fingers. Somewhere, a security light flickers, humming a lullaby only shadows understand. Gerald moves quietly. His mop sways like a metronome. Back and forth, footsteps in rhythm with the building's slow breath. In the teacher's lounge, the fridge clicks. In the library, a page turns, even though no books have been left open. The school isn't empty. Not really. Some buildings, remember? Gerald has been offered a different route. A promotion. A chance to move to the new elementary campus. Brighter halls. Safer stories. He said no. He couldn't explain why. He just couldn't leave. Because deep down, even Gerald, who doesn't believe in ghosts, knows that if someone doesn't walk these halls each night, room 12 might open itself. And no one wants that. Tonight is not like other nights. The mop swishes but stops, because there's a sound. Not the usual crackle of the intercom. No backwards pledge. Not yet. It's humming. A child's voice. So sweet. Very soft and off-key. Humming something that sounds like a lullaby, but doesn't quite belong in this world. There are no lyrics, just breath and tone, and something beneath it, like someone humming through their teeth. Gerald turns the corner near the east stairwell. The air is thicker. He feels it before he sees it. The pressure behind his eyes, like a storm front in his skull. Room 12 waits. Its doorknob is damp. The small window is fogged from within. And this time, the light is on. He leans in against instinct. His breath barely stirs the misted pane. And through the blur, he sees a shape, just one small figure, sitting at a desk, unmoving, facing forward, as if waiting for class to begin. The blinds are bent, warped slightly, as if someone had pressed their face against them from the inside. Gerald blinks. The light flickers. When he opens his eyes again, the shape is gone. Did you know? In 1971, a school in Ohio reported hearing children laughing through their intercoms at night. The building was empty. The tapes were reviewed. And a whisper, barely audible, was found beneath the laughter. It said, "Please let us out." Electronic voice phenomena researchers believe certain frequencies, especially between 19 Hz and 22 Hz, can induce unease in the human body, but sometimes those frequencies aren't mechanical, and sometimes they answer back. Gerald didn't always work nights. He once studied here, walked these same halls as a student. He remembers room 12, but only faintly. A substitute teacher with a strange voice, a lesson about mirrors and reflections, and a day when half the class went home sick. But Gerald stayed for detention. But he doesn't remember what he did, or how detention ended. Just a faint humming sound, and the feeling of being watched by something behind the teacher's eyes. The memory comes to him now, like a whisper through wallpaper. He's sitting in room 12. The chalkboard is blank. The desks are too close together. There's a clock above the door, but the hands move counterclockwise. He looks at the teacher, and her face is blurred. Not missing, just smudged. As if someone had erased it and tried to draw it back but forgot the eyes. She's humming the same lullaby. He tries to ask what time it is, but no sound comes out. Just fog. Then he's back, standing outside room 12, mop in hand. And the door is open, just a crack. He doesn't remember touching it, but the lock is undone. The knob slightly turned. A thin sliver of light spills out across the wax tiles, and something moves inside. Something small, skittering like fingernails on a desk. But Gerald does not open the door. Instead, he places a piece of duct tape over the seam. An old habit, a way of sealing it again. He turns, continues mopping, as if nothing has changed. But this time, the intercom doesn't whisper. It shouts, "With liberty and justice for all." And then cuts to static. Loud and sharp, unbearable. The lights along the hallway flare. One by one they burst, pop, 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 until only one is left, flickering above Gerald's head. The same one that always flickered at 3:33 a.m. He looks back slowly. Room 12 is sealed again. Light off. Window dark. But there's something in the reflection of the glass trophy case beside him. A child, standing still, face to the wall, wearing an old uniform, one the school hasn't used in 30 years. When Gerald turns around to face it, the hallway is empty, and when he looks back into the glass, it's standing closer. But then the intercom dies. The hallway light steadies. The trophy glass dulls, and the humming stops. Gerald closes his eyes, lets the silence return. He knows how this dance ends. It always ends the same. For now, he finishes mopping, returns the bucket to the janitor's closet, washes his hands in the tiny sink. One of the faucets turns on by itself, as it always does. He lets it run, and then he turns off the hallway light and leaves room 12 in the dark. And outside, the sky begins to soften, the black ink of night thinning to charcoal and then ash, then pale, pale blue. The building exhales. The tension unwinds. And Gerald, he walks out into the dawn. The day will forget what the night remembered, but you won't. Not entirely. Just the feeling of something behind the door, just waiting, but never quite coming through. The sky is lighter now, a soft, tired blue, like the inside of a forgotten marble, like the first breath after a long, strange dream. Gerald locks the back doors of the school. The keys jingle, faint and hollow, like bells ringing in a deep forest. He doesn't speak. He never does. He walks to his car. It's old, rusting at the edges, seats worn smooth by years of quiet rides home. And behind him, the school stands silent and still, watching. Room 12 sleeps again. For now, they say buildings can remember, not with thoughts, but with weight, with echoes, with stains in the corners that never quite scrub out, with cold spots that return, even in summer. And this school, It remembers the children who never left, the whispers behind locked doors, the little hands on glass. But not every story ends in terror, some just wait, quietly and lovingly, for someone to listen like you are now. The school is still there. And Gerald, he'll be back again tonight. At 3:33 a.m. mop in hand. Eyes forward and the intercom waiting. The pledge will play backward. The blinds will shift and the past will gently tap at the glass. Let us know in the comments, would you have entered room 12?
Ready for spine-chilling tales that will haunt your thoughts. Subscribe to Forgotten Storyteller for eerie narrations, unsettling mysteries, and haunting stories you won't forget. Hit the bell icon so you never miss a story, because some stories refuse to stay buried. Join us, if you dare.